welcome to Q&A Tuesday. I'm Julia's Like Sweatpants CEO and your host. Today's question comes from Krista Hatch with SPX Nutrition. And Krista asks, I usually can get them to ask for a sample, but then they tell me they keep forgetting to take it. How can you make sure they are serious about it when you are mailing them all over the country and truly convert to a sale or a teammate? Great question, Krista. This is where a customer journey is going to really come into play for your business. We also know that a great rule of thumb is to mail and call or don't mail at all. Now, this might not be a phone call. It could be a text, a follow-up email, a follow-up direct message. Great question, Krista. This is where it's going to be really important to have a customer journey in place in your business. And what do I mean by that? I mean, once you send them that sample, then what happens? You got to make it easy for them. They don't want to have to track you down to buy something. So how are you following up with people after you send them the sample? A good rule of thumb is mail and call or don't mail at all. That's a rule of thumb I use in my business when I'm sending catalogs. You want to have a way to follow up with these people, whether it's text, a Facebook message, an email, some way to actually communicate with them once they get that sample. So if you have, for instance, an email campaign set up, when you send them out the sample, it would automatically a week later maybe say, hey, got your sample, any questions? And it would look like a personal message, but it's already automated in something like MailChimp. And then you could send another one like 10 days or 2 weeks. You could space this out and ask them, just wanted to check in with you. And this is going to be that constant reminder to them without you kind of having to physically, reach out to them every time and ask if they got that sample. Another thing you might want to do is before you send that sample, really qualify that lead that you have and kind of go back to Q&A episode number 1, where Amy had asked about how do you get people to get samples. You would want to create a little survey that you could share with people. And in that survey, you could have specific questions that help you weed out who you actually send samples to. You might want to ask them, have you invested in a nutrition supplement previously? How did that work out for you? What supplements are you currently taking? Really kind of like get to know who your customer is and how you can service them with your products and your opportunity. So I would get really clear in a form that you send anybody that wants to get a sample. First of all, anybody who's probably not going to take the sample and follow up with you isn't going to take the time to fill out the form. If they do take the time to fill out the form, first of all, you've got yourself great research information right there. And you can use that to, service yourself in your marketing efforts going forward and to service that customer specifically. When you do a survey in Google Docs, it keeps it all in one handy dandy file that you can access at any time. So if you got a couple of down minutes somewhere, you just pull that out. You can send a shout out to that person. Again, if you're not doing the customer journey where you have that all automated. So to answer your question, how do you get sure to make sure they're serious? Number 1, qualify your buyer. Send them a survey that they need to fill out. And one of the questions on there could be, on a scale of 1 to 10, how interested are you really in this product? If anybody's like an 8 or lower, maybe you don't send them a sample. The second way to make sure they're serious is communicate with them. And, we are busy, and it's just nature of how we run our lives and our businesses these days. So people may honestly forget. So just have those gentle reminders in their email box. Also be using that as an opportunity to not just, pitch your product, but provide them value about, health-related things so that you're giving them value on building your know, like, and trust factor with that person. So even if they're not ready to buy with you right then and there, You're going to be their go-to person and in the front of their mind when they are ready to start using a product like yours. So I hope that helps, and until next time.